Hello, everybody. My name is Neil Foote. I am a principal lecturer at the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas in Denton, and I'm also director of the Mayborn Literary Nonfiction Conference. It's so great to chat with you all today. The Young Spurs program is an extension of the Mayborn Literary Nonfiction Conference. I want to spend a few minutes talking about the program, why it's important for you to consider participating in the program, and what are some of the benefits you get from participating in the program. Let me just say that our partner over the years has been the George Bush Presidential Library and Museum. They have been invaluable partners with us at the Mayborn School and the Young Spurs program. Education Director Shirley Hammond has been working with myself over the last several years and my predecessor, the great George H.W., to create this opportunity for future storytellers. Our other partners include Big Thought, which is a major nonprofit in Dallas that provides educational program and other activities for young folks in the DFW area, and Biographers International organization that offers an annual conference that brings together journalists and authors to help them become better biographers. Uh, Telling the stories and histories of individuals, which is why the Young Spurs program has been so successful over the years. And that's why we would love to have you participate in this year's program. Let me take a step back. I just want to talk a little about journalism because so much criticism about what we do as journalists is floating around. We have been attacked as journalists for what we do, but I want to focus on four core areas. Facts do matter. There's no such thing as alternative facts. At the end of the day, people want the truth. Good journalists do good reporting to talk to as many sources as possible to get to the facts. Facts matter. Why do they matter? Because journalism itself is at the core of our democracy. The First Amendment guarantees this right of free speech, of making sure that people have good information to make good decisions that impact each and every one of the decisions that might change our worlds. Elections, not only presidential elections, but local elections that may change the dynamics on taxes, on school districts, state matters, on redistricting. All of these matter in making sure we have good information that's fact based. Journalism also provides a voice to the voiceless. Who are those individuals who we never hear from that now have a chance to tell their story through journalism? How can journalists and producers and editors reach out into their communities around the country and around the world to tell stories that help us understand what's going on, how we can help individuals, how we can learn how people are doing wonderful things to change their communities? And accountability. Accountability is one of these other values that go to the heart of making sure any official, school principal, city mayor, president of the United States, governor of the state, uh, council people, corporate leaders are held accountable for their actions. And journalists have that ability to tell those stories, to reveal truths that may have been hidden, to shed light into the darkness. Those are reasons why journalism matters. And that's why, again, the Young Spurs program is part of the Mayborn School of Journalism, and the Mayborn Literary Nonfiction Conference have become wonderful extensions to helping to promote these values. Uh, Storytelling, investing in the next generation of storytellers. Each and every one of you have a story to tell. That if I had time to talk to each one of you who are watching this video, I could learn a lot about you, your families, what motivates you, what your view of the world is, what you like to do. And most importantly, whether you want to be a journalist or not, I want you to think about how this program can encourage you to be more curious, to do better research about the communities that in which we live and those around us. The opportunity to participate in this program is that it's going to challenge yourself to do something that maybe you haven't done before. It's a national writing contest, so you get a chance to participate in a program where writers around the country are contributing to this effort. You can show off your writing skills. I know some of you are better writers than others, so here's your chance to show them off once again. At the end of the day, through this process, by participating and your essays are chosen, you get a chance to get exposure to wonderful journalists and writers who are eager to work with you to help you become a better writer, a better storyteller. And at the end of the day, we also hope to get you published either on our own blog, perhaps in some of the media outlets that work with us in and around Texas. This contest is open to students from 14 to 20. That includes high school and junior college. Uh, the virtual workshop that we'll be doing this year is replaces, unfortunately, what we used to do in person every summer in Grapevine at the hotel, where we would bring 10 of those students who won the essay contest, bring them together to participate in the 2.5 day long conference, the Mayborn Literary Nonfiction Conference. Last year we did it virtual. This year we will probably be virtual as well, but we will still do a workshop with one of our best journalists who are going to walk you through and give you some wonderful advice. The workshop itself allows you to get feedback on the essay that you wrote, tips on how to improve and make it better, and generally just overall tips and advice on becoming better writers and better journalists if you want to, in organizing and researching your stories for if you're doing journalism or even your papers that you have to write for your classes. This year's theme in working with the George Bush Library is focuses on environmental issues. So we want you to think broadly here. What are some of the environmental issues that are making an impact on your life and others? This can be a very controversial topic, but it's a topic that certainly President Bush felt very passionate about as well. So one of what we want you to do is right now think about those issues that might be relevant. You'll do some research, you'll analyze and reflect on a topic, and then all the submissions are submitted online. I provided this list here of potential ideas, right? What are some of the reasons why water pollution is a concern? Look and think around your community. What are there recycling areas? Why are those recycling areas there in some parts of the community, not in others? What happens to the recycling and how that impacts the waste management in your communities? What about the impact of climate change on biodiversity, on farming, on businesses, on the type of businesses that are in your community now and what might be there in the future? Those are just some of the ideas. You all are amazingly creative. So let me offer you some other resources. These links and websites will take you to again a vast other a number of other vast sources that will give you other ideas to come up with if you're stuck. The deadline is coming up, so you don't have a lot of time, but please do your best. 11:59, March 3rd. You will submit the essays here to this link that we provided for you. So make sure you do your best to try to make that deadline, because and get busy right now. Work with your advisors on getting that done. Where do you go from here? Well, now that you know that the idea and the topic is environmental issues, explore, be curious, talk to others around your community, do some research, interview some folks. Yes, yeah, feel free to interview, some of the people in your community, the business people. There may be folks who are doing some very interesting environmental projects in your communities. Those individuals, potentially great stories. The writing and the essays and the research we've seen over the years has been tremendous. I know you can do it. And I really want to encourage you to participate. Still stuck? Use the Google to find some ideas. Ask the librarian at your school. Check any of the online article databases that your library should have access to. Searching newspaper or magazine sites that might have stories that might click your memory or spur some ideas. Social media and certainly blogs will also give you some other ideas. You're going to find sources. I mean, you can use those local individuals, might be neighbors, might be friends, family members. Uh, Make a list of questions, interview them in person, record them, get the audio, maybe even videotape them using your camera. Find out what's interesting. Yeah, you are, the best indicators and really can decide what is the most interesting content. So as you're writing your stories and you've done all this wonderful research, find a way to bring out those interesting elements. Make it interesting. If you're interested in reading that paper that you write, then I can bet your classmates will be as well. Think about why your readers care and how do you hook them in with something that's really interesting and compelling. Of course, make an outline, review your notes, map out the characters, who are the key people. If it's a profile, that's great. If there are other individuals or organizations involved, those are characters as well. Even the location. If it's a where they're dredging the lake to remove garbage or they're doing cleaning of plastics out of a local creek, those become characters as well. Describe the scenes, describe the individuals. Let's get some voices in there, right? Of course, you're going to write, rewrite, and start all over again. Ernest Hemingway, who's one of my favorite writers, who I read certainly as a kid in middle school and high school and through college, says that the only kind of writing is rewriting. A testimonial from a past recipient. I'm not going to read this whole sign, but I really will go to that last sentence. And again, we're going to miss out on some of that in-person contact with our workshops, but hopefully we'll put you in a Zoom room with several other young writers like yourselves and a journalist. I was surrounded by so much talent. I felt motivated. I saw the possibility of one day being like them, being a journalist that made it. Now, some of you may want to be a journalist. Some of you may have no idea of wanting to be a journalist, but I can tell you the practice, the research, the experience you will get to participate in this conference will be so rewarding. These are pictures from the past. Some of your classmates who sat, in the seats when we would do the conference, have been here before. Talk to your advisors. They have helped coach some of your predecessors to writing really good essays and becoming the top names in the contest. Images going back, 7, 8 years, as you can see. Uh, the Skip Hollandsworth, the executive editor of the Texas Monthly, who's written a number of books and is just a fascinating partner with us and loves working with you all and giving you advice and working with you to improve your essays every step along the way. Some of our speakers over the years have really brought great insight to our conferences. Again, we'll do a virtual conference that if you get selected, you'll get a chance to get a registration and see some of these panels and learn for yourself. Submissions again due March 3rd. You can enter through the bush41.org/education/art-and-essay-contest. You have the information right here. Feel free to just reach out to the library via email, talk to your advisor, come up with an idea, report, write, rewrite, submit. Please, those 4 steps. I know you can do it. This is a great opportunity for you. So I really, really encourage you. Here's my contact information. If I could be of any help to you, I'd be glad to answer any of your questions. But thank you for listening. I encourage you to participate in the contest. this will be a wonderful opportunity for you to learn, explore, and perhaps become one of those 10 students who participate in our national conference. Thank you and good luck.